If I didn't have PIV, probably I'd have never this opportunity, you know?
We are festivals.
And he put us at the VIP stage.
The reason that we started PIV was always to focus on quality house music. I said to my friends, hey, I play at ADE. And there were like 20 people. I said, wow, Pronk is famous now. I go to the Dutch DJs and say, dude, why you play shitty house music? So, fuck, who are you know? I say, I'm a DJ. I want to be a DJ. I said, what are you doing here? You need to stop at school. So you go for your dream.
I heard someone call your sound Pronky House.
Pronky house.
Pronky makes me funky.
Hi, welcome to another episode of Loud Unfiltered. This is our brand new series, Inside Amsterdam. I've been coming to ADE for the last 15 years. Probably as
A bit more, yeah.
Maybe a little bit more, yeah. But every year I'm always here with Grego, and yeah, we're super excited today to welcome on two very good friends of ours that we've known for probably 10, 12 years. The PIV boys, and welcome to the show, guys. How are we doing? How's your ADE so far?
Really good to see you guys. And
Thanks
I
for
think
having
it's also really special that we stay. We are still in the game, you know, because we see a lot of people coming and going. So I'm really happy to see you here.
Will you celebrate? Was it 10 years?
Yeah, this is officially 10 years. Yeah. And,
Wow, we've known each other for 12 years because when we first, was in Miami, when we used to go to Miami all the
no,
time,
I think you forgot. I think it was Dominican Republic.
Oh yeah, that was it. Groove Fest or something.
Groove Fest.
Yeah, I remember that. Yes, and we've stayed friends ever since. So
Yeah.
I'm delighted that you've come on. I come on today, and yeah, we just want to get into find out a bit more about what PIV's all about. Obviously it's 10 years now, and you guys are exploding, but a lot of our audience want to know about ADE.
Yeah, I mean, we decided to do these ADE specials. We've done the podcast in Ibiza and in London, and it felt right to do it, and we'd have some local representation. And I guess for you guys, what does ADE mean to you? Coming from the Netherlands, what does this represent?
Yeah, it means a lot, because when you are a young DJ, for example, when I was like 18 or 19 years old, this was the main goal. And I remember that I had my first gig in a cocktail bar, and I said to my friends, hey, I play at ADE. And there were like 20 people. I said, wow, Pronk is famous now, you play at ADE. So this is it's a big thing, but also you meet people that you speak on the internet, or you don't see them often, and also things like this, you know, this is ADE for me. And I think also same thing for my brother.
And what's a typical week look like? Like now, what's PIV doing this week during ADE?
So yeah, that's a lot, mate. We started with a Wednesday on the PIV train, unique concept. We stood the train with some other organizations, like 5 compartments, 2 areas for music, 2 chill out rooms, and then a backstage with a panoramic rooftop. Very sick. And then we drive to.
I was going to say, is it moved?
Yeah,
move?
4 hours.
Oh, right, okay.
Can't smoke. 1 stop in the South Holland, in the middle of nowhere, and then back again. But sick, nice.
Yeah.
Very unique concept. And then we went to the Loft 2 hours later. Morning session.
Oh right,
Yeah,
okay.
it was very sick. Played with Hot Sins, nice. With Prosper, Gaskin, Oliver, so good.
Yeah,
and
I've seen some videos already going viral from that show already. Like,
and then you think you can sleep, but no. In the middle, we had the butcher, chilling, and did some interviews there, and with the Kelly Allen and Artbendorf playing in the pop-up, and then Madam and Shelter at the same time. Some friends were there, some friends were below, so we get on in the elevator, ups and downs.
How do you decide what's the right balance to do? Because obviously you can't do it sounds like you are doing something non-stop, but how do you get the balance right?
You know, the reason that we started PIV was always to focus on quality house music. Yeah. And for example, I started with soulful music, and the last couple of years I play a little bit more big room. Also sometimes more house, tech house, but I always want to keep the quality, or we don't want to forget where it started. So upstairs in the Madam we had more soulful-house, disco with Corellius and Dem Swindle, and we still have a big following that, because that's always our main goal, like where it starts. Because you have now a lot of big events as well. That's also the reason we're doing small events, to give new talent and producers places to play. And for example, the train, people play for 80 people in the cabin, of the 100 people in the cabin, but they loved it, you know. And they say, I'm very so thankful to play there. And maybe a bigger artist, maybe he feel too good for it. But my experience is always like, the last couple of years we work with this big artist, and they like to play for us, and it doesn't matter if it's a big venue or and
nice
smaller venue,
intimate.
but they always
club,
try to play in our way of thinking what house is,
How do you manage then when you have that many events, and obviously there's literally thousands of events happening? How do you manage? How is it different from a normal PIV show when you're trying to get those artists? Are the fees different? Is it like some swaps? Is it?
We want to make it like a difference, Therefore, we do like a train, a boat, a tower takeover, something different, something fresh, something new to showcase the different spectrum of PIV. Hence, we also do the Cova Santa thing. Outside, we do the more housey vibe, the master of the world.
This is in Ibiza?
Yes.
And you had a residency there all summer?
Yes. And then outside, we do like the soulful, and in the basement, in the cave, we do the minimal sound side of PIV, And that's how we work in ADE as well. We showcase the different sounds of PIV, and therefore the tower takeover is an excellent example for this.
I was gonna ask. Sorry, how does the dynamic work between you two then, and on who decides what party to do where and who to book? It's kind of especially with ADE because there's so many parties.
Yeah, so we look like each other, but we are basically different. So I want to. So when I met you when I was like 25, I was really party guy. You
haven't aged one bit, mate.
But so basically when I started PIV parties with my friends, because it was for 500-600 people. It became like a little bit hype. So we did every month. We did Claire. There was a venue on the Remond Square.
Old school.
And
we've had some amazing times.
Wow. In that time, it was 1 year exist, and I run the label by myself and with some friends, And every time when we were sold out, we sold 500, 600 tickets, and at the end of the night, the morning, the money was all gone because we sold on balloons and that kind of stuff, So it was like, and then my brother said, "Hey, dude, what are you doing?" And then I know he was good in numbers and finance in his business, and he had a lot of experience in the dance. So he asked me, I asked him let's do it together, And that was also when we're growing. Sometimes you need to accept that you're not good in other things, and you need to help.
That is beautiful because of this, because I gave him the house music. When he was 11, I gave him an Ian Poody album for his birthday, because the house was not very popular in Holland. You had the
Which
Euro
track
trend.
was it? Sorry.
What?
What did you
put in since then?
Okay.
Yeah. And also the Excursion album of Kerri Chandler.
Yeah.
So I gave him house music. It was not very popular in Holland. You get the Chesterfield Labourland parties.
Yeah.
The cigarettes, they got a lot of money, so that they sponsored a lot. Sick DJs, Dance Valley. You had DJ Sneak, Moody Man. Everyone was at Gene Ferris. There was only 20 people in the tent.
For the house music.
So
it was really small following.
And there was also then so when I was 16, there was before Deep House Amsterdam. When I met you, I started a platform called realhouse.nl, and I was 17 and I walked with shirts Realhouse, and Benny Rodriguez, the guest that is coming after me.
He's coming on next. Yeah,
he thought, hey, it's funny. There's a guy in 15 and he's gonna say how things works, because I was I go to the Dutch DJs and say, dude, why you play shitty house music? So what the fuck? Who are you? So because for me it was house music, Moody Man, DJ Spinner.
I gave him this is the music.
Box in the Attic. But then I also discovered, it was like a tunnel vision, because there's much more. And so then I also come in contact with the guys from Dekmantel. So I also know the Detroit guys from Derek May, that kind of sound. So it was really a kind of mission. And then I met Lex from Deep House Amsterdam.
Yeah.
And actually we did the same. EDM was really big. And we want to change a little bit into the scene. So I asked a lot of DJs from there, for example, Solomon, all those Adriatique was a little bit more I would say it's more deeper kind of deep house in that time.
Yeah.
But it was changing the game a little bit. And then later, actually, I thought, okay, deep house was for me something different kind of thing. So I started PIV and we started here in Amsterdam with some, really a house kind of minded thinking people, and we started a community. That's also where it all started. We did some small parties in shops. So we invited some people for drinks, and then people say, "Hey, this is good." And also
with our own sound,
also for us it was important that girls also feel welcomed, because when I was 18 years old and I go for the first time to a club, I want to dress me up and that kind of things. And in that time, minimal was really big. Yeah. And every time when you go to a party, people wear 5 days wake up, or it was a little bit not a good kind of
atmosphere.
How I saw it. It helped me a lot, this underground time. But I remember the first party where you come to me. I remember the Oliebollen Klapper. So there was like an after party with New Year's Eve, and everybody was 3 days wake up, and he said to me like, yeah, it's nice, but you want to make business from it for the last.
Oh wow, yeah, see, that's the business friend coming from, yeah.
Yeah, so he said, yeah, I think we did something to change a little bit here in the Amsterdam scene, and you also with and of course you also had a lot of people that already work in the industry like you in Ibiza kind of thing, but the whole thing, what was happening in Ibiza, that was not happening here in Amsterdam at that time.
Yeah. Do you feel like, just to take it back to ADE, by doing all these showcases at ADE, do you see that then helps like push your sound and push the brand globally? Because there's so many people traveling from all over the world. Does that then help you like get gigs all around the world and things like that? Because PIV is obviously all over the world now. So.
Definitely, but now they understand the difference between the other labels, especially the people from America. We have like a big follow in the US, and they like the sound, and they're coming like talent producers like Kyle Walker, Reggie Trucco, Chester, Monroe. They came with our sound a bit, and it's not tech house, but it's PIV. Sometimes it's hard to explain.
Can you try and explain?
Yeah, so the funny thing is like when I play in America, they say, "Hey, I love your minimal deep sounds. It's just house, But for them, house was they associated with sometimes AEM before, Yeah. But now I know it's coming from there, So they have the potential to create amazing producers. And now the last 2-3 years, we have a lot of great music from America, and we try to bridge the gap between America now, and that's also we work with Insomniac, Factory 93 to push the new talents from LA, from Miami. So we build a basement.
They're releasing on the label now as well.
Yes. So we did a sampler now with ADE together with Factory 93. And
doing a spring sampler in America before Music Week with them.
Okay, all right, amazing.
Yeah,
and who kind of decides on the music? Are you the A&R, and you're sort of the party businessman? How do you decide on picking the artists, or have you got a wider team? It's not just you.
We have a wider team. So I started with Chris Tassi, of course.
Oh yeah, cool.
And we are really good friends, so we do everything together. So then the A&R was more like a lifestyle kind of thing. So we football together, and then we search music. So and he growing, so he started his own label. So we need to find new people. So then we had MI 4 years ago. He was our A&R that helped us a lot. Also because, of course, we like house music, but we also forward-thinking music label. So we also are open for new things. So I think that's the only way to stay steady. Don't think, okay, we are the shit and we have the best music. No, every year, new good music coming. Josh Baker he did our first release on PIV Limited, and that PIV Limited is our underground label. We always So we always try to bring new music, but now I'm gonna do a little bit more also the A&R, because we have a new label manager as well, and I think together you're stronger.
The combination is good.
Do you find that they go hand in hand? You'll trial someone on the label, see if you like the music, and then if it works, they'll get a gig, or vice versa? Is it?
Yeah, we always
there's synergy, but not always. I always feel like the music has to be prevail, and that's most important.
Yeah.
And you try to find the synergy, but the music is the most important.
Yeah, we have, for example, Archie Hamilton is playing for us like for 8 years on a label. He did maybe 2 tracks, but we always know he delivers and knows who our label stands for.
Yeah.
And the whole thing is, if you push too much producers, maybe they don't know how to play.
Yeah.
So we always want to have the bigger picture, and that's always what he also explained to new talents. Like, hey, why this guy playing on my party, but he don't release at your label? Yeah, but he have the experience and he know what people want, because we always say we are got people invited, so we play for the crowd,
Yeah, I like you just talked about playing for the crowd. What is like your most memorable PIV party that you've done? I mean, you've done thousands now, but what's your most memorable?
What was a funny story? The first, actually, we did one before, but the second was in England. Was in We Are Festival.
We Are Festival.
And they put us at the VIP stage. The PIV people invited.
I was actually there. Yes.
I said, come on, man. So we sorted out like 500, so we can fly there, bring some people on the VIP stage, and then.
But that's the name where the name come from. VIP turnaround, because we didn't like the VIP thing. Because
it was very ironic. People invited. So then Simon Dummer was coming on stage, and he said, "Yeah, I heard a lot about you. and I'm gonna check what the fuss is all about, or the bus. I mean, and then he says, "Oh man, so good." And then a day later, he texted me. I said, "I want you have involved in the Defected Croatia." So we were the first external label who do it on a Defected festival party. So we did a curation of the Olive Grove stage or something. I know.
Yeah,
it was on the water.
In Croatia,
and it went off. So we had a new following, like a bit older crowd in the UK. And they counted us, and we had a lot of responses. And for me was that because for me, Sound the house was like that he invited us. And we did our shit there, you know.
Yeah,
it was
amazing.
For me, amazing.
That's also, I think, the good balance between us in terms of events as well. Like he is 11 years older. It's true, but he's 11 years older. But he also brings a little bit more old school people, you know.
Well, okay.
And I also know a little bit the new generation, or like in between. So we have like the new generation, 20 years, but I'm 36, and he's like, how old are you? 47. Yeah. So but you know, like you have now a lot of parties that like 25 plus parties and kind of, but everybody's welcome, you know. So
people find it.
But I also want to we want to create a vibe that I also can bring my mother, you know.
Yeah.
So that's
Do you feel like the brand is not an entry level, but it's a gateway into the scene a little bit as well? I think I've always thought that you talked about Defected. It's another example of a brand which is accessible to people generally, even if they're not involved in dance music, and then obviously they can get a bit deeper.
We call it underground for the masses, you know. So like
underground for the masses.
That's great.
Yeah,
I love that.
Yeah.
You know, like so like for example, like I still have some friends. They still don't are into music, or they don't know. But the whole thing, when I started with PIV for 400 people, I booked an UK DJ that has like 50 likes, and I put him above my name. And they say, "Pronk, who is it?" Yeah, he's an amazing DJ. But they thought the headline is coming, and he was
amazing. I love that tactic. Amazing.
So it's like a little bit like so, and that's how it works. And so for me, it's really important. Like also what I said, that with the Cova Santa thing, like during the day or like by night a little bit outside, it's more like tracks with vocals, people recognize tunes, but still house, you know, something disco tunes. And then downstairs you go a little bit more deeper. And of course, then what you say, like if you're 90 years old and you're like more like a minimal kind of fan, and you are in the first PIV party and you heard Traumer playing, for example, you say, "Hey, wow, this is my thing," and you can go your direction, you know.
So you have different sounds for different parties, which I love.
And also with the label, Limited is more obscure. It's like more vinyl. We have PIV Club is more tech house a little bit, like a more big room sound,
but always with a groove.
Always groove. And then the PIV label is most time more like theme songs or like vocal tracks and kind of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, what I love about your parties, I've been to a lot of them. You're talking about the audience there. There's older people, younger people. It just feels like this real family connection, and like there's always a really good vibe there. And I think a lot of the DJs bring that. It feels like that family environment.
What you give, you get back.
Definitely. Like Yeah, that's been something I've loved about your parties. Like no matter where it is, in the loft, on a train.
Social club, remember?
Yeah.
I was going to ask, I mean, you've mentioned a couple of times Cova Santa, so you've obviously done events in Ibiza before, but this year you had a full residency. Was it the first year this year?
No, the fourth year. We did organically. We started
weekly.
Once in a month.
Yeah.
Second year again. However, then we did this 2 times in a month, and this year we did
so this was the first full season.
Yes.
And it was a complicated one in Ibiza this year, wasn't it? Yeah.
So we did
How did
Tuesday.
it go?
And
how did it go?
Yeah, I said we went to Tuesday. There's no discussion. We will still be on the Tuesday. So we had a lot of competition, but it was good. Everyone there, universal. So yeah, it was good because people were still coming. And it's very hard because you don't go random to Cova Santa. You have to go, you know?
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
It's not like you walk there, hey, what's this? What's the sound? And you go in. So we had also a lot of people, always pretty faces. It was a good season. So definitely.
Amazing. Proud. And how many shows did you do across the season?
18.
Oh, okay. 18?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. All right.
And
proper. That's a proper residency now then, like full season.
Yes.
Yeah, amazing.
I mean, Cova Santa as well it's a special venue. It doesn't really do that many events. So how did you how did you integrate what you do with PIV into that? I mean, you mentioned a couple of times already that the outside was different from the inside.
Yeah, that's the beauty of it. It just makes sense. It's Cova Santa is more like vibey. They used to do like more like a bit like like a bit of the instant house. And we were the first one with the proper house in Cova Santa, but it worked. Family vibes outside and been a bit more minimal. Yeah, I think it was perfect combination.
We also had some DJs that don't play in Ibiza at all. For example, Soundstream, Move D was supposed to play, and he said, "Okay, Cova Santa is a really nice venue." The point is, like, for example, when I look to my personal Pronk career or something, I still do a lot of gigs besides Cova Santa. So I'm doing Universe, High, with Swine, but that's like for me, like as DJ, a different kind of thing, because in the Cova Santa, it's what you say, like it's more like what you say, also a family thing a little bit. You can eat and you can have a good time, and still people come for the artist. So that's nice. Like and also, I think the location help a lot. With the
location's a special one. We just wanted to talk a little bit about yourself. So, I mean, you mentioned that when he was 11, you were influencing him musically. But when did you actually start thinking that I might want to be a DJ? How were you?
I was supposed to be a professional football player, actually, because
we've
all been there.
Yeah, we've all been there. We made it.
Nottingham Forest, something.
No. A bit lower than that.
Okay. But for me, it was always like when I was 15 years old, I was also on the Johan Cruyff University School. So so I was combining football with music, and actually Johan Cruyff brought me in this direction because I stopped with football and I was going to clubs, and there was like a foundation day, and Johan Cruyff, the football player, was coming to all the sport players, and they asked him, "What you doing?" So he asked me, "Hey, dude, what are you doing?" I said, "Yeah, actually I'm a DJ. I want to be a DJ." I said, "What are you doing here? You need to stop at school. So you go for your dream." So so I did some side jobs beside that, and I started my own parties. I was flying on the streets to help people.
You're proper doing from the bottom up.
So also in my village, I know I lived in this really small village next to Alkmaar, and we did there proper house music. Benny Rodriguez was playing there.
Yeah, okay.
So it was always sold out, but always for 300 people. And then I was like, hey, maybe I'm pretty good in selling tickets. So then I started get residencies in Amsterdam, but I want to move when I was like 19 years old or something. I want to move to Barcelona, and that's a funny story because it's a true story, because I want to make something with my DJ career there. So I went to clubs there to give him a demo, because I had the CDs to clubs.
And then I called
and then he called me, dude, I want to go to Barcelona. I said, no, I have a festival here in Utrecht. You need to go. It was my first festival. Yeah, what do you mean? Yeah, I can go now because I never went with him to a festival, and he told me all the stories when I was young.
Ah, right.
Okay, I come back, and then after Monday, I go back to Barcelona.
So there's one act you have to see. I told him, Jimster.
Yeah,
very sick.
What's it called?
Jimster, the DJ.
Okay.
Yeah, so like a big house legend.
House guy. Yeah.
So I went there, and then in that time I was 19. That's like 16 years ago. I met my wife there.
Oh, okay.
On the festival, and so then I decided to not go to Barcelona anymore. And then my wife helped me, actually, like, okay, if you want to do something with your life, go for it. So my parents said, okay, you don't need to go to school. And then I get the residency at Studio 80, Club Air, and then everything started. Yeah.
Oh wow, yeah. I mean, I remember when we first met, you were playing like 8 gigs a weekend all around Holland.
Yeah, only in Holland.
Only in Holland you can do that. And I was like, because I used to look at your, like, when you put your gigs. I'm like, oh wow, he's got like 18 gigs this month.
Yeah,
and like, I was the people. And a lot of them were all in Holland. Like, when was that moment where you kind of broke over internationally?
Yeah, it's funny you say, because like the people of my old village, they already thought I drive a Ferrari, but I couldn't pay my rent. So because I did it because you need to show your face, because in Holland it's a different game. But I know when I do this, and people know me in every kind of city, then maybe I make profit for it. And then actually the festivals came, and in Holland was in that time maybe they do every weekend they do like 100 festivals.
Too much.
Too much.
You've probably played it all, haven't you?
Yeah, but like I can tell you, but there were sometimes where there's a small fees for 300 euros too. You know how it goes. But sometimes and immediately when Strafberg was coming, Apicore events with digital, they pushed me also a lot. So then I became like a little bit more the local Dutch DJ that do the warm-ups for other DJs. And then also with the Deep House Amsterdam we create a lot of show events here, and then we're growing.
When did it kind of cross over internationally for you? Was there a release or what?
That started a little bit earlier, because also a little bit in the time for Deep House Amsterdam, because we did some showcase outside of Holland as well. And I think, actually my first show was a little bit more in Berlin, like a little bit in that kind of scene. It was a little bit in the time from when Cocoon was big in the time, you know. But I played more minimal stuff.
Yes,
but I think international when PIV was maybe 3 years exist.
I was gonna ask you. Sounds like you've really served an apprenticeship here. Like you've not, you've gone through all the steps that you have to go through, and there's no all those hundreds of gigs is what makes you who you are. You've been in every situation. I just wondered what you think when someone like Maupi, for example, crosses over from doing what he was doing before and then goes to the other world, and then all of a sudden blows up so quickly.
Yeah, much respect.
No, completely. But it's I'm just interested to see what you think about how that can happen almost.
Yeah, like what I say. Like for me, I think you have people that always want to be a superstar or something, or like they have the potential to be that, or can be that, or have the most talent. For me, I never think. I was always like, if I can pay my bills and I can play my own music, I'm happy, So then my manager came in and he said, okay, you have potential, and we make those steps. So for me, every day when I wake up and I'm healthy and I can help people, that makes me successful. So I'm not jealous on other artists or whatever, like it's so sometimes also will say to me like 8 years ago, Pronk, you can be big like him. Yeah, but I believe that I can bring my own sound bigger. Yeah. So the whole thing is with like this, like now people come to me from different places, from Afghanistan or India, say, hey, I listened to your music on Corona, you saved me, like that's that's like that's happiness. And like of course, like if you're on a hype train or something on TikTok or whatever, like with a big boiler room set, it could be happen, and you can get a lot of gigs, but let's see in 10 years where you are.
That's it. So the longevity, because you served that time and gone through. I think, obviously you have an amazing career already. Yeah.
Do I forget about this? Is important to say. If you tell a story, the influence is also about you guys, the UK guys. Because when I was 18, I had a flatmate from Wolverhampton.
Okay.
Yeah, and he was like, he was
the accent. Yeah.
It was so bizarre. He saw a Whistler on the table. He said, "You saw Spliff? Okay, I want to move in, We moved in, And the first encounter, I came to Wolverhampton when I was, I think, 17, 18. And he took me to like a Birmingham club, Wobble, and it was it was so bizarre. And then a year later, we ended up in a party, Medicine Bar. I saw In the Nights playing. And we went back in the cab on an after party with Mark E and a Herbalizer. And we started spinning, Ninja tunes and all. And it was like, for me, new music, and that was also the influence of the music I gave to my brother,
I love that you've kind of gone and seen that and brought that back, and then it's still your influence in the game now, and it's in the parties as well.
That's what amazing. I saw the movie yesterday from Jamie Jones, from Paradise, what he created in LA, like that's with friends from they created kind of sound and somebody picked this up, That's also a little bit the same with PIV. I think also then if you promote the music that you love, you also meet the good people when you want to work with it, And I feel sometimes I had it hard with when I saw a really good DJ and there were only 10 people. And later I went to a party on a festival and what this playing, in my opinion, not good. But actually I cannot say it's not good because I was always like,
I can. So,
I love that, like check my heights.
He was always really critical, He was always like, he was that guy that fake accounts, like, hey, no.
Revealed the secret.
Maybe people like we always respect different kind of scenes, and what they say, I always learn also from more commercial kind of DJs in terms of social media, that kind of stuff, because it helps a lot. But I don't. I want to stay independent. I don't want to be like, okay, I need to do this and this and this, because then I know I will not be happy, and I put too much pressure on myself.
Yeah. Okay.
I was going to ask you. I mean, you mentioned the fake accounts. What when you're building a brand like PIV, how have you used social media and all the tools you have to in the modern day? Yeah. Was that something that you were consciously aware of, or is it something that developed?
No, yeah, but like that's funny. Like, I grew up actually in the scene with Alex Jukes, so he was actually one of the first with Jukebox PR that did something.
I'm taking advice from him.
Yeah, but I think he was innovative, because he did something in Amsterdam what nobody does, because and that's also helped me a lot in terms with PIV in social media terms, because in COVID, actually that was the time that we grew a lot. Yeah, because we invest a lot in streams. We did Twitch and
build that community.
And build that community, and so we know, like, hey, you can be here, cool, but if you don't show yourself, nobody know what you're doing in Canada.
Yeah, that's
never believe your own hype, because they don't know you. When I go to a birthday of my wife's uncle, he say, "Hey, how's your DJ career? I never heard you on the radio." So in his eyes, he don't see it that as a fan from me or something. Yeah. So I always say, like, hey, if we can help. If we can do everything with social media, what helps us, and it stays close to where we stand for, we need to do it. Yeah.
Okay, I think that perfectly leads us on to, like, what's kind of next for PIV then? Like, obviously, when you recover from this week, what's next?
A lot of rest, because we did the shows in Ibiza, and then straight again in ADE. Yeah. So now we have like a chill spot. Maybe we do the Peru showcase in December, and every year we do the fabric showcase on the end of December, Mad Friday. Cool. Every year we do it with Alice. It's always nice. Yeah, and that's it basically. And next year we're gonna do the shows again in Ibiza.
Like everything is connected, because, for example, Kerri Chandler is a big fan of the label.
Okay, oh wow, that's amazing.
Also, like, for what we are represent. And I'm playing next week in Miami on Hocus Pocus Festival back to back with Kerri Chandler.
Wow, nice.
Oh, wow.
This for me also.
Do you still get like? Oh wow!
There's like goosebumps, because I was supposed to play with him at El Row in the Brooklyn Mirage, but was cancelled about venue at the time.
Oh yes.
But I know, like, if I didn't have PIV, probably I'd have never this opportunity, Yeah. Because
nice story though. And I went 12 years ago I went to Ibiza, and it was before PIV, yeah. And I told you the story. I put some Kerri Chandler music to my brother, and stepped in the plane. Empty plane, like maybe 12 people. It was a night flight, and the chair next to me, Kerri Chandler.
Oh wow!
So, he's been to figure.
It was so bizarre. So I told him the story, man, and I told him about this, that I had. I said the album, the excursion over to my brother, and he actually knew. He heard about the Pronk, the name,
Right, okay, great.
And a couple of years later, we booked him. He made a picture with the three of us. It was so bizarre. Oh, wow. It was like 8 people in a train, and I was sitting next to him.
I love that. You're playing back to back with him, DJ. You're sitting next to him on trains. Yeah. Brilliant.
Planes.
Planes. Sorry, planes. Like, I asked what's next for PIV. Like, how do you keep, like, trying to push things forward as a brand? Not just doing parties around the world, but how are you trying to stay ahead of, like, there's so much competition, so much fight for attention now. How are you guys trying to stay ahead of that game and be different to what everyone else is
doing? Our own thing,
do your own thing, but also not close your eyes, because you also need to look to new talent and on other things, because every 5 years there's coming a new generation, and they. And we also don't want, like, that we develop our sound. So that's the reason we have our sub labels. With PIV Club, we can go every direction. So, but we still want to have a groovy sound, of course. It's now an interesting time, because if we go now to house parties, a lot of guys, they play like 134 BPM or whatever, and it's going faster. So you can say, okay, I don't like this, blah blah, but you always try to find a good balance, and also in terms of the relationship with America, like we're doing now the sampler together with Insomniac Factory 93 to to invest in that territorium, So I think America is a big opportunity to grow there.
Yeah,
we're doing
the sounds changing over there. They're looking more to Europe. Like there's a huge.
And we have good places to have a residency there. We're doing space soon as well. So we try to develop ourselves, and maybe the next goal is also to do something in Asia. We already did Bali and Sapphire. And
that's in Bali, the beach club in Bali.
Yeah. And also in terms of releases, I want to ask maybe some legends to challenge to make something for us. Like not maybe the old sound what they're doing, but try to make something new, refreshment. And I want to release it on a label because I think like there are so many legends now that they disappear slowly. In my opinion. Like hey, for me, like legends, I don't say names but I think we have now the opportunity to make them visible. And I think that's our next goal.
I love that. Thinking the other way, it's not just about new talent. It's also
making
prevalent and
heritage,
appealing them to a new audience.
Making a legend, making remix from a new talent.
Well, like I mean,
I love that.
Let's talk about Kerri Chandler. I mean, there was a point where he kind of his whole career was renewed when he played at DC10 again. It was like a whole new audience.
Yeah.
And he thought when he went there that the crowd, he thought it was commercial. He didn't like it, and he played Larry Heard, The Sun Can't Compare. And everyone went crazy, and then he realised actually Ibiza was okay. And then he started to play there, and his whole career went up again. But these types of artists, I mean, there's loads, Satoshi Tomi, there's loads of guys who kind of, they're the heritage, and
of course,
to find a way to not keep them relevant, it sounds wrong, but
it's integrate them back.
Yeah, because they are legends in that way, but to find the way to make it work on a back-to-back or on a label or something, I think is really important.
Yeah, of course. And for example, like that's you need to do it also as an artist if you want to be,
The only thing is, speaking as a promoter, sometimes the older guys can be a bit more hard work.
Like,
few princesses out there. Mentioning no names, little Louis.
I know. Is he still deaf or?
I mean, there's some stories. I mean, there's a few of them, but I get it. Look, if you've been on the road for 40 years, you might not want to. You want to make sure everything's right. But again, as we are promoters, it's like at the same time,
it's very hard also as a promoter, because sometimes also you think a real legend what you like, you want to book him, but also at the end you also know you only sell 50 tickets or whatever.
Yeah, it's not about
so you need to think, okay, do I need to pay thousands of euros for this? But we try to take the risk, because I think and that's what, like, if you're a promoter and you're focused on ticket sales or whatever, you don't need to do that. But with PIV we try to do this because we also have the more commercial side of parties, what sells tickets. So we try to do the balance, and that's the reason also with ADE we have a little bit more like a newer generation kind of sound. Some nights, for the last night in Shelter we do a little bit with Sydney Charles, and upstairs in the Manum was a little bit more the disco kind of stuff, and you have really music lovers, and so we know that's
Well, I think you again, it's as you said about the education. It's like you want that audience to know about the history of PIV, where that comes from, the education you gave to him. But again, speaking with the promoter hats on, it's if someone's going to charge you 10, 15, 20K,
I know, I understand
sell
it.
the tickets. You have to make the books balance.
That's also how I think always as a DJ. In terms of my fee, I always think like, hey, it needs to be reasonable, in my ticket sales. So, like, I always like, hey, I want to do it for a long time. I don't want to charge big fees that I can make it by myself, that people will sell my tickets, So and that's also think that legends, maybe they're like 60 years old and they think, okay, one time to Amsterdam and I pick up 20K and I can sleep again,
Yeah. just talking to legends, like who would be the one artist that you would love to book for a PIV show, like that you haven't booked already?
I think we have a different opinion.
I love Ron Trent.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Ron Trent played in Ibiza at 528 this year.
Moody Man, of course.
Yeah.
But we have a lot of artists we already booked.
All right. Okay.
So yeah.
And yours?
So for me, it's a special one because nobody knows him, but it's called Joey Youngman, and he became Wolfgang Gardner.
Yeah, okay.
He was more EDM guy, but before he called Joey Youngman, and he was, in my opinion, the best producer that's for me that I have played, and I booked him when I was 18 years old in Amsterdam, And I thought he was a really big star from America, but nobody known him. So I put all my money in the party, and there were like 25 people and or 200 people, and I don't know, but I lost money, but I didn't care because it was a big inspiration. And then at the end, he said, "I'm gonna stop." So I said, "What do you mean, gonna stop?" He said, "What do you mean? Yeah, I cannot pay my bills anymore because my music is not relevant in America."
Then he started EDM.
And then he said, "It become bigger." So I thought, okay, this is my perfect example that I don't want to be like me. But also not that the scene is gonna be like this, because how stupid. Like I always say, Vincent van Gogh, the painter. People didn't like his art because people say, "Hey, it's not nice."
Very, very Dutch accent. I'll say it.
Vincent van Gogh.
Okay,
Is that what he said? I didn't realise what he said then. I was just nodding.
all friends. Vincent van Gogh. Okay, so but basically, that's always what I learned to talents. They say, "Hey, sure, Pronk, I don't have gigs. People don't like music." Don't listen to them, because maybe in 10 years they like music, but it's not the right time for it. And that was
he died.
Without money. He knows. He
didn't even know.
So that's what I also, and that was with this young man guy as well. And I remember that was a really inspirational set. So Wolfgang Gardner, if you listen to this, I don't know if you still exist, but I will book you. It's Joe Youngman.
Potting around the canal somewhere, probably. Yeah, that would it might even come to a PIV show. I just wanted to ask you, like, you talk about all the different sounds you have, the different parties. What parties do you decide to play? Because you can play all those sounds, or do you specifically play a certain party that you do at AD, or are you playing all of them?
Yeah, so tonight I play at El Row. I play with Fleur Shore, and I think El Row always give me the opportunity to do my thing.
Yeah.
But I also know I need to think about the crowd. So I play much more faster or more in a groove than, for example, what I play for PIV.
Yeah.
Last night I played with Corelius disco set, and one guy, he came to me, "Hey Pronk, I thought you played different. Yeah, come with me to Shelter." So I bring him to Shelter. I said, "Man, this is my sound," like. I always say I try to be a little bit hybrid.
You adapt to the different situations. Amazing.
I just remember
best selector.
I had someone call your sound Prunky House.
Prunky House.
Which I thought was quite funny.
No, that's brilliant. I
don't know if it's a compliment, but I see it as a
compliment. It was.
You want to get some t-shirts done for that. People wearing them.
But also that was with the people talk with the PIV sound, and they related on a kind of sound in that time with the Chris Tassi, Toma kind of sound, Yeah. But that was we also developed in that label, that I said, okay, I don't want to have only a PIV sound, because there's much more, and that's the reason we started the sub labels, and also we also did things with Brother, like, and on the festival, and they like to play with us, but still those DJs, they know they play on PIV, so they play a little bit more housey than usual,
Well, look, the brand, it can't stay, musically can't stay the same forever. It's like, it has to represent something, as you said, good quality house, good quality music.
Yeah, and good vibes and energy.
But in 10 years,
definitely
the sound is obviously going to be different otherwise.
100%. Yeah.
No one's going to be going.
No, that is 100% serious, because if you compare the Shelter sound from last night, PIV night, is a totally different thing than the sound that we pushed in Madam. So for me, house is house, and I think don't close your eyes and look to new things.
I was going to trying to sum this up. Really, I think it's been so good hearing the story of PIV. I thought I've been coming to your parties for 10 years. I thought kind of knew it. I've known you two for years, and it's amazing what you've created. It's amazing what you were doing with your career, and the fact that you two brothers can work together. Is it many? I don't know. Do you argue? Do you disagree?
No.
Or is it all
you disagree and then decide what?
But just to sum it up, if PIV had to have a motto for the next decade of what you're going to do, what would that kind of motto be?
Well, the motto is what we're doing like this, spread the word, the prophecy, underground for the masses, spread the word, and we go for the quality of music and the energy, and roots over hype, definitely. Roots over hype.
Brilliant, I love that.
I will take one from Dennis Ferrer. Never believe your own hype.
Perfect. Perfect. Yeah, guys. Sorry.
Pronky makes me funky.
Funky makes me funky. I think we're going to leave that bit in. Yes.
Really good to see you. And,
guys, amazing. Thank you. I know you've got such a busy schedule.
15 years.
Yeah. I hope so, guys. But
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Thanks. That's a wrap. Thank you.